Today I wanted to share with you some of the devices that have been on my radar that I've been testing out for the last 6, 7, 8 months now, since last fall. And I'm ready to share with you the specs of these devices, differentiate between the different devices. I have a cat in my lap. And also hopefully help you make a good decision if you are in the market for any of these devices, because all of them have their, really good attributes, but they definitely are different. Now, what we're going to talk about today is the Zipp. That's a microcurrent device. We're also going to talk about the Myolift Qt. Those two devices in particular are so overdue for a review because I've been testing them out for several months and I have thoughts and I want to share with you, how you use them and kind of differentiate them from each other. We're also going to talk about the PICO for the body. I'm really excited to share with you again how I'm using this device, especially this time of year. The most important thing, I think, you guys, is that I have tested these devices for a very, very long time before I am reviewing them. I think that that's incredibly important. An accurate review cannot be had until the person has given the device the time and the attention to accurately then review it. So that's what we're going to do today after many, many months of using all of these devices. So let's start with the Zipp. This one I've been using for several months, and it's created by an esthetician named Melanie Simon. Now, her nickname is the Electric Esthetician because her entire practice is basically based on, obviously, aesthetics, but on microcurrent. She has developed this, and she uses microcurrent in her practice every day. So she's one of those people I've had the pleasure of talking to over Zoom several times that just blows your mind with their knowledge of electricity, with their knowledge of microcurrent and nanocurrent, with their knowledge of the skin and how micro and nanocurrent can affect the skin. When I was talking to her, what I was really struck by, you guys, was she would talk about acne, or she would talk about rosacea, or she would talk about hyperpigmentation. And she would talk about how different waveforms could affect lift, they could affect acne, they could affect hyperpigmentation. And so she's programmed this device with several different programs that you can follow along on her app that can address various skin concerns. And she's not doing this as an engineer. She's doing this as an esthetician who has seen it work in practice over her 17 or 18 year career using microcurrent. So I put such great value in devices like this that are created by people who actually practice, people who actually use and manipulate the skin and are very, very familiar with microcurrent in that regard. So that's what the Zipp is. Now, how you use the Zipp is you actually hook it up to an app. The app is incredibly intuitive. It is actually Melanie in each of the programs walking you through how to do that specific facial. It is like getting a one-on-one with the electric esthetician. It's really, really cool. It's probably the best facial app for using a device that I've come across, which, there's a lot of them out there. It's really, really easy to use and it's really useful. What I love about this is that each of the different programs has a different microamp setting. It may use nanocurrent, it may use microcurrent, it may switch, and it is designed specifically to affect whatever that program is that you've chosen. Now, the other thing about it is that you can actually take this off the app and use it freestyle. I do love that and I appreciate that because I don't want to be tethered to an app. So I love that Zipp has thought of that Melanie has made it so that you can just turn your device on and you can just use it as a microcurrent device. I think that that is one of the best features of this little device. Ergonomically, you guys, this one is really comfortable to use. It's very, very travel friendly. It has some features that I think are standout. Number one, it has a very specific way of letting you know it's on, it's off, in the middle of a treatment. So if you turn it on, it vibrates and beeps one time, telling you that it's on. If you turn it off, it beeps twice, you know it's off. If you hear 3 beeps, you know that you've synced a new treatment. And then the only other time that you hear a beep is in the middle of any given treatment so that you know that you're at the halfway point and you can switch sides of your face. I just think that that simplicity is really very user-friendly. The other thing that I really do like about this is one of the challenges of microcurrent, I think for a lot of people, is knowing whether or not it's even doing anything. You put something on your face, and if you can't feel anything going on, you really don't know if anything's going on. This actually lights up when there's conductivity. So like we have with Myolift, we have the conductivity bar on the Myolift Mini. This one just uses a visual cue so that you know that you're actually getting current into the skin. If you don't have, contact with both of the probes on your skin, you won't have conductivity, the device won't light up. So it really takes that guesswork out of using microcurrent and makes it really, really easy. As you can see, it's slightly curved. So it really can fit the contours of your cheek. It can fit down, the contours of your jaw. I find that you can really, cup the underneath of your cheek muscle. It's just very, very easy to use as far as like ergonomics. You can definitely get the eyebrow. It does come with a conductivity gel, and then it also comes with a carrying kind of padded case. The conductivity gels from Zipp are the best conductivity gels on the market. All three of these gels are glycerin forward, so they have a lot of slip and you still get great conductivity, but you don't have to keep adding more and more and more of the gel. Now, each one of the conductivity gels from Zipp have kind of an attribute that helps them stand out. For example, the crystal gel, which is my personal favorite, it has glutathione in it. Glutathione is, of course, an amazing antioxidant that is also helpful with pigment. The golden gel is glycerin forward, and then it has niacinamide in those top ingredients, which of course is vitamin B3, and that is also really, really wonderful for pigment. It's helpful for your barrier function. It's helpful for pores. It's helpful for regulating oil production. So again, the gels are just really, really amazing as far as their ingredients are concerned, because you have to remember that when you're using microcurrent, you are definitely pushing whatever you've put on your skin into your skin just a little bit more. So you want to really be using a conductivity gel that has good ingredients. Now, the silver gel is really great for sensitive skin. It has green tea. It, of course, is that glycerin forward. It is just a fantastic gel as well. So all three of the conductivity gel offerings from Zipp are definitely my preference. I enjoy using them with multiple devices because I really, really like the ingredient thoughtfulness. So that's the Zipp. Now, if you're wondering about the microamps, the Zipp goes up to 400 microamps, and each kind of program on the app is going to dictate the strength of the device during that program. So you can get all the way up to 400 microamps with this little guy, and that is actually on the instant gratification program. So that's the one where you want to see, right away, just like you would with maybe your Myolift Mini, maybe your Myolift Qt. You might do that with one of your other handheld devices if they go up to 400 microamps. That's going to give you that kind of wow factor quickly. Some of the other programs that are in here, there's one called Sensitive and Energize. That one is pure nanocurrent. So all you're doing is kind of just feeding the skin, feeding the skin. I love the thoughtfulness of that. I feel like this is one of the most skin thoughtful microcurrent devices out there. I feel like it is even more a skin device than it is just a microcurrent device. It is actually clearly made by an esthetician. So that's the Zipp. It is one of my favorite devices. I've been using it for months and months and months, and I'm super excited to use it. I take it with me. It travels with me. It's a great device. Let's talk about the Myolift Qt. This is from 7E Wellness, and this is their handheld offering. Now, 7E Wellness are the makers of the Myolift Qt and the Myolift 600. They also have professional devices that are big mamma jammas that people have in office. And I have both the Mini and I also have the 600. And I would say that the Myolift Mini is one of the staples in my microcurrent arsenal. It's one of those devices that is just a go-to. It is a workhorse. It could definitely be used in the treatment room if you are a skin therapist, but it also works at home really, really well. That said, I think it's daunting for some people to consider the Myolift Mini because they don't want to have to use 2 prongs, or they don't want to have to use gloves, and there's settings and there's, that kind of thing. They feel like maybe it's over their head if they are new to microcurrent, or they just don't want that apparatus. So 7E came out with a handheld version, and the cool thing about this is they really thought it through so that it's not just a handheld device. You actually can hook up the gloves to this device, so you still have the versatility of the Mini, but you hook it up to this device, and then you can also hook up their eye or their lip mask to this device. Now, the one thing that's really, really important to know about this particular device is that it has to be paired to the Myolift Qt app. Now, once it's paired to the app, you actually have a choice of several different programs, kind of like the Zipp, where you can choose if you want to do a 10-minute session, for an overall, program, or if you want to just do a quick neck lift, if you want to jaw. You can also customize and make your own program that you develop yourself. But it's important to note that you have to hook it up to the app in order to use this device. So you need to have a smartphone or some way that you can download the app and sync it up so that then you can use the device. Now, I have recently had conversations with the founder of 7E Wellness, and I know that there are so many amazing things in the works with this company, and you should definitely be on the lookout for some really awesome new innovative products coming out from them. Also some updates to the QT, and I think there's some really, really great things in store. Now, when I use this, it's a lot like the Zipp. It's very easy to use, it's very pleasant to use, it's easy to follow along, and it's just one of those things that's absolutely a no-brainer. Keep in mind that if you do not have the app, you do not have the device. So I do think that that is one of those things that's super, super important to know. But also keep in mind, if you buy this device, you just bought a couple other kind of ways to perform microcurrent, a la gloves or the masks. So it makes this little, really, really comfortable, ergonomically pleasant to use device very versatile because of its other applications. So that's the Myolift Qt. Also goes up to 400 microamps, just like the Myolift Mini. So you get the power of the Mini in this device. And then also when you're on the app, it's important to know that the app actually shows you when you do have conductivity in this device, which is one of the features on the Myolift Mini that to me makes it a standout device, that you know when you have conductivity. This will show you that through the app. So the app is kind of your digital interface for controlling this little device. It gives you all of that information that you get on the Mini on the device in the app. So that is the Myolift Qt. The last of the microcurrents that I wanted to talk about is just the PICO. Now, you guys, I did a whole video on PICO. I will link that in the description box so you can check it out. I still love it. I still use it. It is one of my go-to favorite microcurrent devices. Now, I use this one almost exclusively with gloves. I have recently gotten the Jane Mann attachment, which is called the Lift. I'm definitely going to do an entire video about that. It is a phenomenal attachment, and we will discuss that more in a future video, but I'm really blown away by that attachment. I think that it's super cool. It looks just like Jane's Anma, but the way that I love to use the PICO and the way that I would suggest to you to differentiate between these devices is if you want to do body treatments. The PICO is the one of them that does the body treatments the best, as far as I'm concerned. I'm able to put this up probably to one of the highest settings in here and use the gloves to perform a microcurrent treatment on my arms, on my thighs, on my décolleté. I can use it on my belly if I want to. It's just a phenomenally strong, dynamic microcurrent, which means it adjusts for the impedance of your skin. So if you're a little bit dehydrated, it adjusts for that. If you're very well hydrated, it adjusts for that, delivering just the right amount of microcurrent that you need to the area that you're treating. I love it. I think that it is phenomenal for treating the arms and the décolleté. It's an awesome treatment. So that would be where this one stands out to me. So you have to ask yourself with these devices, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a device that is going to walk you through, hold your hand, and, and is a little bit versatile? That would probably be the Myolift Qt. Are you looking for a device that is an all-around, great for your skin, easy to use, compact, has a fantastic app, but also allows you the versatility to walk away from the app if you want to and freestyle, but doesn't have extra attachments? That would be the Zipp. If you want to be able to do microcurrent treatments on your face and you really want to treat your body, you mostly want to be able to treat your body, then the PICO, because the other two aren't going to treat the body. This one is going to treat the body. And that's how I would differentiate those microcurrent devices. I hope that this video was helpful. Definitely check the blog in the next couple of days because I will have a breakdown of everything that we talked about today so that you can look at specs, kind of in black and white. I hope you are having a wonderful week. I hope this video was helpful, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care. Be used freestyle. So you'll be, cat. Really, Frank? Francis. Oh, there's a cat. Frank. Radio frequency. And I'm really, really excited to bring you my findings on those. Today I'm going to share with you, this is going to be interesting. Are you going to hang out? What are you going to do? Seriously. Francis. In my lab. What are you going to do? You better need to make up your mind. Fit your, really, Frank? What you doing?